new team and also has a new-looking shot. Pelicans released this video of Lonzo taking jumpers yesterday and looking pretty good. Lonzo is a career 38% shooter and has made just 46% from the free throw line. So, Shannon, do you think Lonzo has fixed his shot for good now?
No. Anybody can do it in practice. Skip Durarte says, and this quote originally got attributed to Aristotle, but we looked it up and I researched it about 15 times. He did not say this. Aristotle did not say it.
Say what?
Durant said it, not Kevin Durant. We are what we repeatedly do. Therefore, it is not a singular act. It is a habit.
Whew.
Now,
Durant.
He was a philosopher.
Oh.
And I think over time, philosophers have stolen other philosophers' quotes and attributed it to themselves. But Skip.
I like that one.
Wait, say it again.
Yeah, say it again.
You lost me with all
We
the
are what we repeatedly do.
Okay.
Therefore, it's a singular act. It is a habit.
Okay.
I like
Whatever we repeatedly do, if you repeatedly lie, you are a liar. If you repeatedly steal, you are a thief.
If you repeatedly lose, you're a loser.
Oh! Nope, that wasn't in there. That wasn't in there.
Therefore, I repeatedly win, so I am a winner. Skip, what happens is that in a situation where there's no stress is involved, you can just bloop, 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 bloop. Give prime example, Skip. We saw Tim Tebow go to Tom's house, and when he was in shorts and just throwing the ball, he looked like Joe Montana. But the moment it became...
By the way, Tom House is a friend of mine,
Yes.
and I actually interviewed him about this. He said, you could line up Tim in my practice sessions with him with the best quarterbacks in pro football, and they could all throw at the same time, and you wouldn't be able to pick out Tim Tebow. He would look just like all the rest would look, okay?
But in a stressful situation, the body will always resort back to where it feels most comfortable. And what Lonzo has done more times than not, what it has repeatedly done over the course of time is shooting the shot from across his body. So when it becomes a stressful situation, this is what he will resort back to. So no, I do not believe that he fixed that shot. Something he's done for 22, 23 years, all of a sudden he's going to fix it over the course of 2 months? No, I don't believe that, Skip. Yeah, that's a great video. No one's guarding him. It doesn't matter if he make or miss. But let someone starts to guard him. Let it be a situation where he needs to make that shot, and we'll see what's going to happen.
Okay. You are probably right about what you just said, because the issue, as we all know, for Lonzo Ball has been that he grew up and his dad let him get away with launching the ball from the left side of his face instead of as a right-hander from the right side. And it became ingrained, and his dad said it worked, and he did shoot. He made 41% of his threes at UCLA, albeit from a line that's whatever, X feet, 2 feet closer. But he was making them at UCLA. That was not an issue when he was drafted second overall by the Lakers. So what has happened? That shot got worse and worse because it seemed to be launched farther and farther from the left side, and he lost all confidence in the shot. And where I said the shot worked worst was at the free throw line. Because if you're a point guard in this league, and last year he made 42% of his free throws, that's like Dwight Howard or Shaq.
Yeah, that's terrible.
You know, that's horrendous. I
don't even know if Shaq shot 42% for the free throw line.
They're like 50% free
That
throws.
might be Ben Wallace or Chris Dudley. Somebody.
So, again, he had the demons in his subconscious, and it went from bad to worse last year, and so that has to get fixed. So I'll say this. The Lakers, we got some tape. I'm not sure they put it out, but there was some tape of him last year in a Laker practice where he was shooting more from the right side. And I will give him this much credit. In games for the Lakers last year, when it was clutch time, he made a bunch of clutch threes.
But how did he make them? Doing what? Shooting his conventional shot.
Not a conventional shot. I mean, his unconventional shot.
He's shooting his conventional shot.
Is. So I must tell you, when I watched this, albeit against air, albeit with no pressure, except some videographer standing next to him, or I don't know who was shooting the video, but that looked right to me. That looked correct. That looked new, because even the practice tape that we saw from the Lakers last year did not exactly, it looked like he was shooting it from his nose instead of over from his ear side, right?
Okay.
So this time, that looked clean to me. That looked real.
Skip, if it was easy, you don't think Markelle Fultz tried to try his shot?
Yeah, he had a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give him the break on
Right.
that. I'm going to give him the pass.
What about Michael Kidd-Gilchrist?
Okay.
He ain't trying to change that?
But he never had a shot, really, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Yeah, but I'm saying, Skip,
Okay.
when you've done something for that period of time,
Yep.
and think about it now, it's like, okay, if I had that shot and as far as I could go as high school, that's one thing. But to go to a major university and become a top draft pick in the NBA,
Yep.
so what's wrong? You looking at somebody like, okay, change what for what? I'm here, I got here.
Again, it worked in college.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And it got me drafted number 2 overall. Markelle Fultz was number 1 overall.
He was. Well, you ask what's wrong? Father was wrong. Because Lonzo talked yesterday on somebody's podcast. I can't remember which one. I think it's
Why did Wojo?
Woj. It was on Woj.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
He talked about
Woj. I said Wojo. Woj.
Woj. Yeah. He talked about how hard his father made it on him as a rookie. Well, you and I talked about it every day.
Oh,
He
so
kept
we hold on. So we didn't make that up.
Yeah, we didn't
We
make
didn't make that
that
up. So is that? Hold on. He said that.
He said that.
So we didn't make that up.
No.
When he said that he's making it very hard on his son. Lonzo actually said that. Oh.
And LeVar came on this show numerous times and said, that's a bunch of baloney, right? And all he did was paint a bigger and bigger target every time he opened his mouth because remember what happened on opening night? Patrick Beverley just destroyed Lonzo and pointed into the stands to LeVar.
Right.
This is for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Skip, if I say my foot hurt, you don't get to tell me from over there that my foot is not hurting. And that was the problem that LeVar doesn't seem to get.
Okay.
Lonzo said, I'm affected by this man stealing my money. Why you hurt? Bro, I'm telling you, you don't get to say from not sitting in this seat
Yep.
how I should feel.
Yep.
But also I did hear this, what he said, I'm calling all the shots from now on.
He did.
I did hear him say that. He did echo something to Melo. Call your own shots.
Correct.
I did hear that. That's not an accident.
So would you agree we have seen at least off-season flashes of Lonzo becoming his own man?
I've seen flashes, growth
Growth.
of a man becoming a man.
Becoming a man, and at least distancing himself a little from his father, even though in the end he always concludes.
You're going to be my father.
But it's blood. It's
Yes,
not,
yes.
It's not going to change.
Yeah, that's not going to change.
He's not going to ever fall out of love with his
Right.
father, right?
Right.
So this has been the greatest thing, and I'm going to stick by this, that ever happened to Lonzo Ball is that he got his tail traded, and they threw him right into the trade without any compunction or reservation. They just said,
But
nope.
they really wanted him though, Skip.
Yep.
He was really one of the linchpins of the trade.
David Griffin wanted it.
Yes.
Okay, so now he's playing for a man who wants him in a city that's a little off radar, off the beaten trail.
Right.
It's one of the smallest media markets. And he's gone from Magic Johnson introducing him by saying, we will raise his number 2 jersey into the rafters one day,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
True.
And he's gone out of his father's control here in the Los Angeles area, where obviously they're in Chino Hills, suburb. And I think this is the greatest thing that could ever happen, but he is on a hot seat because I think he's under pressure. You're going to be watching closely.
Yes.
Are you new? Do you have a new shot? Do you have a new free throw shot? Okay, whatever that shot is,
I think
that
the most
conventional-
important thing, he got some new shoes.
Okay, well that could.
That's
help.
going to be the most important thing. He got
talked
some
about
shoes that don't hurt his
Not
feet.
changing
Well, he said
his
his
shoes.
shoes that they actually blew up on his feet.
Yeah.
Well, he was saying he's changing them by the quarter,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
They were so garbage
Right.
that they just fell apart after
Right.
a quarter of NBA play.
Yeah. I mean, I like walking around in Chuck Taylors.
Yeah.
And Skip, you remember back Chuck Taylor was a shoe.
I
Yeah.
grew up in them.
But ain't nobody trying to play in Chuck Taylors today.
I don't think that
Okay.
offers the same
Big
amount
baller
of
might
They
be a
were
shoe.
the only game in town.
Exactly.
And now they're
It's
like
crazy.
a throwback. Like
You wear them and walk around in. I see people lift in them.
Yeah.
A flat
Really?
sole shoe. Yeah, people lift
Oh, 'cause
weights
the
in
flat
squats,
sole?
do
Yeah.
deadlifts in a flat sole shoe. But
they're so heavy.
I'm so excited. No, the original Chuck, the canvas ones.
Yeah.
Not the level with the Dr. J and Larry Bird and Magic.
like
and
the
them.
canvas
Those were like
ones.
bricks on your feet. But I'm happy. I'm looking at the guy. He seemed relieved. to be away from L.A.,
Yep.
be out from under this, because maybe it was more weight than he needed to bear
Yep.
at this juncture of his career.
Yep.
And maybe he just needed to be away from his father,
Yep.
and he can make some own decisions. I've always felt, look, you can be my mom, you can be my grandma, but at the end of the day, when I start paying my own bills, I'm my
Yep.
own man.
Yep.
And I think Lonzo wised up to that. Like, hold on, wait a minute. I understand you my father.
Yep.
But I'm paying bills. I pay rent. I pay a mortgage. I pay light and gas bill. I ain't got to listen to everything you say. I'm going to respect you.
Yep.
But I'm my own man in my own house.
So C.J. McCollum said yesterday that he believes the youngest Ball son will be the best one. And I told
okay.
you, LeVar's told me that for 3 years.
Yes.
True.
LaMelo.
Yes.
And again, he's going to be the tallest one
Yes.
because he seems like he's still growing. He might reach 6'9".
Right.
He's
Wow.
6'7"-ish now, maybe a little above.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how much CJ could know just watching video clips, but again, I kind of liked it that he said it because it might take a little pressure off Lonzo because he's been the only Ball, right? He put LeVar on the map.
Right.
And he's played well enough to gain some respect around the league.
Well, I mean, LeVar would know. Skip, you remember Richard Williams. He said, everybody said Venus.
I know he did.
He said, but that baby
I
girl
know he did.
would be way better.
He did. Yep.
So LeVar would know
Yep.
after seeing these guys grow up, see the steps, as a 12-year-old, as a 15-year-old, as an 18-year-old, he would know what Lonzo looked like at that age, the growth, the development of LaMelo at that age. I'm not going to doubt him. I'm not going to doubt CJ. CJ knows what a player looks like, what an NBA player looks like.
Yep.
And if he believes that LaMelo is going to be a better ball player than Lonzo, I'm not going to doubt that.
Yeah. So now Lonzo can start a new life in New Orleans without quite the focus, pressure,